Happy Monday, everybody. Welcome back to Reality Water Cooler. I am Sarah from Texas, and this is our place to chat all the latest reality TV, celebrity news, all the things. So jump into the comments. We'd love to hear where you're from, what you're doing, all the things. I see that a lot of you, it's pouring where you're at, Jennifer. It is beautiful where I'm at, but it is chilly. It's still, I keep trying to go sit on the patio with Luna, and it's still chilly. It's 60 degrees and sunny, but in the shade on my patio, it's cold. So anyway, it's sunny in Vegas, Michelle says. Oh my gosh. I hope you're having an amazing day. I've been waiting all weekend to chat with y'all today. As you know, we are going to go live. I think it's going to work out with my schedule that we'll do Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 2 p.m. Eastern. So if you can't make the live, thank you so much for watching the replay. Please like, give the thumbs up, comment, all the things. It helps the algorithm, which I'd really appreciate. If you're listening as a podcast at Sarah from Texas, make sure you hit the button that says follow show so you'll get a notification whenever a podcast posts. So tell us where you're from, what you're watching. If you have questions or comments, you can hit the link, the StreamYard link that's at the bottom of the video, copy and paste it, and then you can come on and ask your question or comment at the very end. So Calgary, definitely, I bet it's cold up there, right? I bet your idea of cold is very different than my idea of cold. I mean, I'm a native Houstonian, so I think 60 is cold. I do. Yeah, I think 60 is cold. Anyway, snowing in Michigan. Wow. Wow. Okay. Anyways. Okay, are y'all caught up on Salt Lake City? Did you watch the Wife Swap last night? For some reason, I have DirecTV. It was saying that my thing was saying that Real Housewives of Potomac was on during the time slot that I think it was supposed to be the last episode of Wife Swap. So I was kind of confused, but Wife Swap was playing. So I was so confused. But anyways, I'm always confused. But I did watch the episode of Melissa Gorga. I finished that this weekend. So I've got my thoughts. I want to tell you, I know that everyone is talking about the Angie K episode of Wife Swap, Housewives Wife Swap, and I haven't watched it yet, but I don't doubt that it's really good. But I just have my thoughts. I'm going to say, without having seen it, I've watched Wife Swap before. I'm into the Housewives version of it. I like it. They show it's all about the kids and the husband, right? So I don't know. We haven't seen Angie's husband all season yet. We've only saw a blip of her daughter Electra, who's now 14, I think. I'm just saying, that's a rough age. A 14-year-old girl being on TV, her mom being on reality TV. It's so different now with social media and the blogs and how kids are on social media and they're listening and they're seeing all those clips of your mom and the hate and the negativity. I just don't, and we know all the rumors and nastiness about her and Sean, her husband. And she's admitted they've had rough patches, which any marriage has, but I don't know that you want that out in the public domain to be chatted about when you have such a young child. I mean, I don't think a 30-year-old, I wouldn't have wanted to have seen negative stuff about my mom and dad as a now 52-year-old. So I cannot imagine as a 12, 10, 14-year-old girl hearing all that. Does that make sense? So I just don't know why she's doing it. I haven't seen it yet. I will watch it for sure. I don't know how much money it paid. I don't know why that's worth it to put your kid through that, because her kid is going to be has to be such an important part of the wife swap episode. I guess they can choose, so many parents do, to choose to be on reality TV and make their children a big part of it. I am seeing on even Salt Lake City, OC, they're not showing the kids as much, which is good. I mean, I think it's even uncomfortable for me to watch Tamara with her daughter. It's just awkward. And she's, I think, 18 years old on the show, that one. Anyways, That's just my thoughts as a mom. I'm just like, why are you putting your kid through this for whatever money that is when you already have lots of money? You already have a successful business. That's what I'm hearing. The way I see it says of all 4 episodes, I enjoyed Angie's the most. It felt more heartfelt. And that's one thing. And we're going to talk about Salt Lake City soon. So get in the comments. Tell me what you think. Any questions, any comments. I want to hear about it, about the whole season of Salt Lake City. Angie has really brought it with, showing her dad that's 89, talking about her mom being an alcoholic, how her mom passed away very early. All the things, the struggles of being a mom to a teenage daughter. Uh, she's really brought the emotions. So has Bronwyn. Bronwyn is collecting all of her coins, and rightfully so. I have a love-hate with Bronwyn, but I'm on a high with Bronwyn right now because she's just messy and she's willing to be messy. This is what I always say about Jeff Lewis, y'all. It's not a matter that Jeff is messy, which he is, and we love that. He's messy and willing to put himself out there and stand by it and take all the heat that he gets, or take all the love and adoration that he gets, or the kind of the middle where people just love to chat about him because he's so dang messy. So the fact that he's willing to do that, I would say the same about Bethany Frankel. I would say the same about Kelly Dodd. I wouldn't say the same about Tamara, because Tamara doesn't seem as genuine to me. Tamara seems thirsty. I don't feel like Jeff Lewis is thirsty in the sense that I think he just does things. I mean, I think you can see a genuine person, and Jeff is just messy. He says things that he doesn't even know this is messy. I feel like Tamara is like sitting on the toilet going, what can I do or say to get me back on OC? What can I do or say to get me to stay? How can I get close to Andy at the reunion? Sweden, don't start nothing, won't be nothing. Ooh, is that a threat, girlfriend or guy friend, whoever it is? Yeah, Della, is it Della? Says, when my boys were teenagers, I couldn't even get a family photo, never mind TV. Exactly. I mean, it's such a, and it's different if nobody knew the name, but they've seen Electra. It's a very unique name. They know what city they live in. They know the mom's last name. They know they own this business. It's not like you can just be like, oh, my mom's on TV and nobody knows that I'm her daughter. No, she's been on the show. I don't know. Fave Star says, do people still have interest in Jeff Lewis show, or has he run his course? The waiting has been too long. I think he's just amping up, especially that he'll be back at BravoCon again this year, which I think is genius. I think Bravo and Andy Cohen know exactly what they're doing with Jeff Lewis. I think the feuds that he has on and off with different housewives is genuine. I don't think he thinks about it. I think he just says what he thinks and doesn't care. If a housewife responds to it, fine, but he's not like thirsty about it and like bringing it up all the time. It's just like the feuds just kind of happen. You know what I mean? The show I wonder about that's literally lollygagging is the Persian Valley, or whatever they're going to call it now. Basically, the Shawls of Sunset 2.0, which I think they're making a big mistake not calling it Shawls of Sunset, because people are going to be like, the Valley, the Persian Valley, what is that? So many people, when I started listening to Jeff Lewis a couple of years ago, and then I finally figured out the app, hey Nick, that I could listen, every day. So many of my friends didn't even know that he had a radio show. They just remembered him from the years before it with Flipping Out. So if they do rename this Flipping Out 2.0, which I think is genius, I've said for years that's what it should be called. I do think that will bring back the people that watched Flipping Out years ago. It will let them know about the radio show. Sorry, this drives me nuts. My notes. Type A, I can't not think about when I'm doing something. I can't not do it. Oh, okay, hold on. I dropped a piece of paper. But it's like squirrel. I feel like people. I don't feel like Jeff. I don't feel like it's been too long. I think they stopped filming in 2018 of Flipping Out, so that is like 7 years, and you know that they haven't even started that we know of, started filming. Has he admitted they started filming yet? They might have started filming. Thank you, Ivy Duck, to hit the thumbs up for me. I appreciate it. He's getting old for TV? Just my old like in age or old, like celebrity, D-list celebrity type thing? I don't know. I think he's always going to surround himself organically with wild characters. He's drawn to them. That's just who he is. He appreciates it. He snaps back. He pulls them in when as needed. I think especially that he's so tied into the Bravo world and watches the shows, genuinely likes the shows, says which shows he doesn't watch, says which stars he doesn't like. I think he's got I don't know if he has a bigger audience. I mean, I don't know. I definitely think people will be watching though, but it needs to come out. I mean, he's been teasing this for like a year and a half. Remember? I mean, I've made videos on it so many times going, Jeff has admitted he's working with 32 flavors and he's working with Bravo. And then it's like forever. Like, geez Louise, it's forever. He just likes to have people do everything for him, probably give him a sense of family. I do think that, Smilene, but I also think from a business point of view, first of all, we've seen on Flipping Out and Hollywood House Hunters, House Lift, he will do stuff. He will sweep. He will pick up dog poop. He will blow the leaves, but he knows he is better at making money through the stuff that he does. So he is willing to pay. That's just like we've got a pool guy, we've got a housekeeper, we've got a lawn guy. We don't do some things ourselves because we're in a situation where we don't want to, but we make, how do you say, that's a priority for us. And we make sure we have the funds, the extra funds to pay for those things to be done for us because we don't want to do them. But for Jeff, it's a business thing. And he knows he is better making more money by being on radio and being on TV and doing his remodeling stuff and house flipping than he is at like cleaning his own house or picking up his own dog poop. Does that make sense? So it's a business thing, but we've seen Jeff will absolutely take the trash cans out. When Jeff tells someone to put the trash cans 2 inches apart in a straight line, not where cars could be, he would do that himself. So that's what I like about Jeff. Is he's not just like barking orders to people and acting higher than mighty or whatever the word is. By the way, Luna's here. Say hi, Looney Tunes. Looney. She's like, stop. Say hi. Oh, it's such a lazy day for you. I know it. It's so lazy for you. Anyways, y'all say hi to Luna. But that's what I like is that he will do things himself. So I think he's got great people around him. Very interesting. I think people are very interested in his day-to-day life. I like that they're doing, I think I said it months ago. First of all, I loved when Annie did my videos. So as you know, unless you're new, Annie worked for Heather McDonald. And one day I was like, gosh, I need somebody to do videos, like clips. I'd seen a Justin Martindale video that he kind of did a short clip of his podcast. And I messaged Justin Martindale. This is like late summer 2023, I think, and said, hey, who does your videos? He was like, well, I do, I think is what he said. And I said, well, I need someone like that. He said, you need someone like Annie that worked for Heather McDonald. And I'm like, oh my God. So I thought, let me message Annie. And I'd never really talked to her before. Let me just see if she knows anyone in Texas. I didn't even think about that me being in Texas, she could do this work for me in LA. Anyways, happened to reach out to her. My name was Jeff Lewis Obsessed at the time. Heather McDonald, she had already quit working for Heather McDonald, whatever all that nonsense was. There was something going on. I know some stuff that I can't talk about, not my story to tell. And she was so my name being Jeff Lewis Obsessed, I'm like, oh my God, she's going to be like, oh, you're part of the Jeff Lewis and Heather McDonald feud, blah, blah, blah. And I reached out to her and she said, oh, I've been wanting to start my own business. Let me get all the LLC stuff together, all the legal whatever, and then you will be my first client. So I was her first client to make my videos. Thought she did a fantastic job, but I literally, sadly, the algorithm wasn't algorithming and I just died out completely. Like I was growing at that time. I was gaining new followers. I had lots of views, lots of engagement, lots of live people, way more than the 71 that are on today, but thank you so much. And obviously 2024 put me in the toilet, which is fine. We left all the ones that we love. And so I love the videos that she made, but the videos that she is doing for Jeff, I think have helped him grow. I think people, this behind the scenes is basically giving us a little taste of a flipping out 2.0, right? And that's what I think everyone wants. So anyways, hey, Lisa in Kentucky. Good afternoon, all of you beautiful chumbettes. Lunalicious. Oh my gosh, I love that. As she's out. Anyways, my husband woke up to go to the bathroom the other night and he said she was laying on the couch in our bedroom with her legs just stiff up in the air. That's how she was sleeping. I've never seen her sleep like that. Okay, so let's talk Salt Lake City. As I said, we'll probably on Mondays do, we can't do Wife Swap anymore, and I don't watch Potomac, but on Wednesdays, we'll do Salt Lake City recap and everything else that's going on. On Fridays, we'll do OC recap and anything else that's going on. So Salt Lake City, season 6, started off with a snooze freaking fest. I'm like, why are we going camping? We don't want to go camping. We don't like, or I didn't like this whole spooky, whatever that lady was, she was supposed to be, haunting the river, whatever it was. I thought it was so dumb. All this drama comes out about Lisa Barlow and these lawsuits, and she wants to prove it wrong. Do you think she proved anything at that luncheon? The whole luncheon was set up for her to have these big displays that said dismissed all over them, and she wasn't answering any questions, no details. All she was saying was because she had denied all the allegations that it was dismissed. I'm like, no, I am no attorney. But dismissed and denied are two different things. She answered nothing. She was just deflecting and, yelling and screaming. It was ridiculous. Then she ends it with this super heartfelt. I don't even think Bravo showed it all to us, but they kind of shown us clips later on the episodes where she was like having this love fest. I love y'all. I just want to move forward. I just want to. But then episodes later, she's like, I don't even know why I'm talking to any of y'all. And then of course she has said, I live this lifestyle. It gave me, who said that to Bethany? Was it Carol? No. Who was it that said, I'm here and you're up here on New York, OG New York? Who is the one that said that? Wasn't it to Bethany at like a bar, and Bethany, the person was late, made Bethany wait on them? Who was that? Anyways, Kelly Bensimone said it. Yeah. So crazy. Okay, then Mary's church. How? So a couple of years ago, I was in Salt Lake City for a club volleyball tournament for our daughter and all of our friends. And several of us are Housewives fans. And one of my friends and I got in the rental car, and she had the idea to drive to Mary's church. So she looks it up on the internet. We drive by Mary's church. I think it was a Wednesday because there was a sign that said like service was that night, but it was too early. Nobody was going to be there. But now it says that the church has been closed. How do you close a church? Like, I've gone to church regularly since the late 90s. Even with remodeling, even with hurricanes, with rebuilding, we've never closed church. Like, does she keep working? How does she get a salary? Do people still donate to the church? It doesn't even look like that big of a church. Now, from the outside, It was snowing and I posted pictures, but it's not a huge church. But you need money. I was eating grapes and now that little tiny part is coming back up. The little grape part, the stem. You need money to run a church and to remodel it. She lets her cousin, Big Joe, remodel it. And she goes to sit down, there's freaking nails coming out of the thing. Like, wait, what? Like, who was running this, Big Joe? Who took advantage? Did you give her a huge discount? Were you doing it at cost? It sounds like he's involved in the church as family, of course. Remembered, Robert Jr., like taking his first steps. So that's at least 18, 19, 20 years ago. And it's been closed down for 2 years. I'm like, I don't understand that. I don't understand that. Someone is paying for the remodeling. I know, but who? I mean, she hasn't remodeled her own house. Remember the green carpet? She needs to remodel her own house for one thing. Okay. Heather. Do I want season 1 Heather back? You know what it's reminding me of? When she said something about how popular she was season 1 because she was relatable and she was more of an average size than the typical size 0 or size 2 housewives that are in their 50s that have had children and they're in perimenopause. And it's like these slightly, not slightly, somewhat unrealistic body types, right? But she was also way more casual. Now she's just Gucci everywhere and brand name and the purses. Was she driving a Range Rover in one of the episodes? I mean, I get that. Okay, this is what I loved about Honey Boo Boo and Mama June. They always stayed in that same old crap of a house. They eventually got a new house and then lost it when she had the drug issues, but they always stayed, as she made more money, as they got more popular, she still had the bugs coming out of her toes. She was still wearing the same clothes. She was still making butter spaghetti with butter and ketchup. Yes. But these housewives, they have these huge glow up. And she, Heather's had this huge, yes. Cecile, Heather's trying too hard. She's stirring shit. She's just too glam. I don't think that's her. Like, if I were to come into a lot of money and fame like these housewives, I can imagine I might have more brand name stuff, maybe. Okay, I get that. But at the core, I'm a sweatshirt and athleisure pants and tennis shoes kind of, or flip-flops kind of girl, and a ponytail. But I guess if I had glam coming every day, I guess she gets more, I guess the rewards outweigh. I guess that makes sense. And now that I'm saying it out loud, it does make sense to me that she's probably being interviewed more. She's being seen more. She's being videoed. I mean, she can't just go to the post office now and do whatever or go to work. If she's sitting at a red light, a video of her, I'm sure, so she might as well look cute. It doesn't seem like it's either Heather at her genuine core, at her personality. Am I the only one that thinks that? Like Heather Dubrow has been Heather Dubrow-ing for years. That is Heather Dubrow. I can tell she's fancy pants. I can tell she hosts elegant birthday parties. To me, Heather, it seems like she's entering a lifestyle that she was never into before. It's just so interesting. Yes, I'm going to be watching that. We will definitely talk about that on Wednesday. Louise says Heather Dubrow's new show, Surviving Mormonism with Heather Gay, starts tomorrow. Yeah. I was a fan of Heather, but I think she was more real and all this. But now that she's like kissing Lisa Barlow's ass, but not the last couple of episodes. I mean, when she was at the boutique, when she was at the yacht, at the breakfast or whatever it was, she was really, really spitting back at Lisa Barlow. And especially, we'll get into it in a second. Oh my gosh. Okay. Big Joe. Brittany, another one, Brittany Bateman. So the other day I posted on Instagram, a picture of Bronwyn talking in the show, and then a picture of Bronwyn in her one of her confessional looks. Freaking looked like a different woman. One of them, she looked puffy, like she'd had Chinese food, the night before or something. She looked like a completely different woman. Now, I know these aren't done like the same day. They probably go back and do the confessionals, even though they try to make it look like they had done it. They're talking in real time. They've done it months later. So I guess she just had a different look by then. She either gotten work done or gotten work done earlier, but looks so different. Who was it? Whitney. When Whitney has somewhat of a heart to heart with Brittany over her daughters and like what is important to her, and the back and forth with her and Jared, and the on again, off again. Oh, we're working on getting re-engaged again. I mean, can my eyes reach the back of my head anymore? Really? Allegedly, Heather is awful behind the scenes? Really? Huh. I watched an interview with Brittany's boyfriend. Can't remember the name. He said that Bravo made him look like a villain. Oh, Jared Osborne. Remember, he's an Osborne. He's super thirsty. Ugh. Is that even a? He's super thirsty. Anyways, but Brittany is so self-centered. It's awful. When her 19-year-old daughter meets her at the coffee shop, and then Brittany's I don't even know what she was talking about. Foam? I don't even know what that is. I don't know fancy coffee. I don't even know what she was. She was like, I got you a foam or whatever it was, saying something about when she was 4 years old. Of course, her daughter doesn't remember that. Now, does anyone know the details though? Did the daughters like live with their dad permanently? Because the daughter is like, oh my gosh, until they got a divorce when I was like 12, our mom was always there. She was so present. She was so fun, all the things. I mean, maybe the divorce put her in a spiral. She wouldn't be the first person, husband or mom or wife or dad. Maybe the divorce put her in a financial situation where she was having to work so much, which I mean, I can't even imagine. I can't put myself in the situation of divorce because I haven't been there. But I also can't imagine not wanting to keep your kids as a priority. It's almost like she's been looking for someone to help. But if what was she telling the coffee shop dude or the guy that she was trying to flirt with on the boat, on the yacht? I build houses and I sell houses. I build houses and I sell houses. I mean, I'm like, okay, then that's how you pay your bills. Like, great. Why do you keep looking for a man if that's what you're doing? Why do you keep putting men ahead of your two daughters? Like, seriously, it's really crazy. Oh yeah, Osmond, Donnie. Jared Osmond, not Osborne. Obviously, had Ozzy Osbourne in my brain. Osmond, the Osmond family. Yes, like related to Donnie and Marie. All those people. Is everyone related to the Osmonds in Utah? No. Okay, then we get to meet Muzzy. Wow. Bronwyn has met her match. The apple does not fall far from the tree. Muzzy is her mom that is living at home with her now because they have now put their dad, Bronwyn's dad, Muzzy's husband of like 54 years, a long time, in a memory home for dementia. And Muzzy doesn't mince words. I mean, I love how Bronwyn was willing to bring up those conversations that were so hard on camera. I think she just wanted to prove. I think she wants things to be better with her mom, but I think she also slightly wants to prove and get sympathy for how harsh her relationship is with her mom ever since she got pregnant. Oh, did her father pass away? Oh, that's sad. I hadn't heard that, but yeah. But Muzzy didn't mince words. She was like, well, I was teaching you not to drink, not to do drugs, not to get pregnant, not to have premarital sex. And I would have never thought in a million years that you were doing all of that. And she was. And I get it. I mean, what's her daughter now? Like 19 years ago, 19 years. So 19 years ago, I mean, the world was in a different place. We're definitely more, it's more common now for people to get pregnant and not, how do you say this? I don't know. Is it more common? Maybe it's not, with like birth control being so much more accessible than 40, 50 years ago. But, anyways, as a Mormon, she probably did not feel like she could go and get on birth control. And she might have been ratted out. I don't even know. Her dad was hired, he was an employee of the Mormon church, the temple or whatever it's called. So I don't know. Cecile says she will never have her mother's approval. I mean, that's sad on so many levels. Life is short. They should see that with her dad being sick for the last 10 years with dementia. But yeah, sometimes people just are not, sometimes some women are not motherly, Real Red said. Not untrue. Okay, they go to this fairy wine tasting. What a freaking nightmare. I mean, it's amazing. If you have not watched this episode and you only have time for one episode, I would say to watch the fairy luncheon over the yacht stuff. The yacht stuff just seems so catty. It's just, I mean, it's good. It's great. It's Lisa and Bronwyn coming back with insults upon insults to each other. But the fairy luncheon is insane. I mean, the crying, the stuff that the tarot card reader said to each of them, the way they were shady when Brittany was like, he could have never known that I was on the outs with my children. And then the editors replay and put in 1 year earlier, or she was like, I'm on the outs with my 2 daughters. I was just like, yeah, if he's friends with Whitney, who hosted the fairy luncheon, obviously he watches Housewives, right? I mean, he looks like a Housewives viewer. He's a oh, my light went off. I thought I was, darn it. I thought I was, oh, now I'm going to be so dark. Oh my gosh. Dark, dark, dark. Let's see if I can do a light. Ooh, woo. That doesn't help. Does that help? No, it really doesn't. Anyways, we'll see if that helps a little bit. Sorry about that. This thing, I need to order a new one. This is the light. This is the light that clips onto Patrick and Pole's cameras when they go out somewhere. So it's, but it's getting older and it's not holding its charge as much. So anyways, I'll see if I can't open some lights in here. Yeah. I don't know. Louise says, I thought the fart talk between Mary and Angie was hilarious. Okay, we'll chat about that in a second, because Angie just went backwards on that. It's like she was admitting she was admitting she farted, and then she was like, I was so mad that you were talking. That's all you did was bring up the farting. And Angie's like starts laughing, like, are you serious? Like, and then in the camera, the editors go back and show all of that. Like, Angie admitted she farted. Nobody brought that up but her. Then she says, oh my God. And then Angie kept joking about it. It was crazy. And then she brings up, would you ever, have you ever, whatever that game is called on the island, about, have you ever peed in the ocean or farted in the ocean? And Mary brought that up. Like, what? Mary was so serious. How did Angie not laugh? I think she was trying to laugh. Okay, Meredith's floral outfit. What did you think? I mean, talk about a costume. Like, usually I would expect, no, it was very on brand. It was very much this floral, leather, 3D, these high cut boots or whatever. Very Meredith. It was a very, very Meredith outfit for sure. But just, I mean, like, where do you even shop for that? Do you tell do you think Meredith, do you think they all have stylists? You think they're all paying for a stylist? Or, yeah, you know, they I think who's talked about this? I feel like Bethany has. The way it is now, I don't think they get money for their clothes. They don't get money for hair and makeup. Now it's like they do glam for everything they film. That's not how it was when they first started. They like woke up, put their own makeup on. OC looked like they stopped at Ross or Marshall's and like not even the good stuff that I find. Like total blouses that look like they were $16.99 that were not the cute ones. But now it's got to cost so much money. They probably provide the Ubers in those black cars, the black SUVs. They probably provide that. That way they don't drink and drive. But I think the girls are all doing all their clothes. They're hiring stylists. They're having glam and hair and makeup done. They're buying the bags or renting. They're getting the fancier houses or renting. They're getting the fancier cars or leasing. Yeah, Louise says, how about Lisa Barlow paying for glam every day? I know, it feels like it's all fake, but I still watch. Exactly. Okay, Jared, we've already talked about how gross he is. Angie throwing all of her Amex cards, her black Amex cards. Why have so many? Like, why wouldn't you just have one? And maybe one is business, maybe one is personal, but does each one, do you have to spend the limit? I mean, who knows? Who knows? I do not have this. I made a video last week about how my Southwest Airlines credit card, the annual fee is going up, and it's like gone viral. There's like 700 comments on TikTok. It's crazy. And people are going back and forth, mad about it. I paid this. It's worth it. It's not worth it. All these cards do this. And then what their Black Amex annual fee is, what their United fees are, and all this stuff. But I don't even know. But all I know about a Black Amex card is that I think you have to spend a certain amount of money every year to keep it. Like you can't just qualify for that. You literally have to spend on it. But I don't know why she had multiple. But at this fairy luncheon, Angie gets pissed off because Lisa's counting her coins and saying she doesn't own, or maybe at the other luncheon, she was like, you don't own 10 salons, you own 1.5 salons, and you franchise out the other ones. Well, I don't know anything about anything, but I think if you franchise a salon, you're probably making a cut of that, right? And she's like, well, I'm proud of my business model. I mean, Angie is not asking Lisa to borrow money to pay her mortgage. She's not asking money for the horse riding lessons for her daughter, Electra. She's not asking, money for food to host for a party. I mean, get out of her life. Like, it's crazy. Hey, P. Anyways, Lisa just keeps being crazy AF. Okay. Oh my gosh. Mary, the fart. The fart heard round the world. So they cut back when Angie and Mary. So Angie pisses off Mary at this fairy luncheon and basically saying you're kissing up to Lisa and you're not being a good friend. I mean, Mary just explodes, leaves the fairy party. So then I think the next day, Angie has her over. Now, don't forget, Angie and Mary had gotten very close. Unlikely duo for darn sure. But they had gotten very close. It was so awkward. Mary was so bitchy when she came over to Angie's home. She was like, oh, you're going to answer the door? Usually you don't answer the door for me. You're too busy. I'm like, if you're casual friends, my friend would be like, come in. The door is open. Like, I don't need my friend to come and open the door in grand, style when I get there, if I'm really good friends with them. It was very uncomfortable, but Mary was really pissed off whenever she left the fairy thing. So pissed off. But then it goes back and Mary is basically saying, well, I'm mad because this one time we were filming and you brought up that I'd farted and you wouldn't stop talking about it. And it was embarrassing. And I was so mad about it. And I'm like, they show it back. She had, Mary brought up that she farted. And she didn't bring up that she farted. There was no mention of a dog farting. I don't even know what they were talking about. It was so weird. Lisa getting French fry money. That was hilarious. Who said that? She said, you keep your French fry money and I'll keep my salon money. Did Angie say that? Oh my gosh, she is. It was weird. Lisa has been so extra delusional. She's always been delusional, in my opinion, so extra mean. Yet all she says is, I'm not like that. I'm so nice. I would never, I'm a girl's girl. I would never do that to somebody. I don't talk about people. People give me information, but I don't spread it. I don't know why. They just give me information. We have caught you spreading information for darn sure. And lots of other stuff has come out that we're pretty sure you were doing and that you're behind. We just don't yet have the proof. But you admitted to covering your mouth with your hair and you're talking about the rumor that you were given that Todd was kissing some woman in New York and farting at the same time. Again, how do you kiss and fart at the same time? I mean, that is like, okay, I can't even do it. Hold on. Okay, now I'm rubbing my belly and tapping my head. I don't even know how you kiss and fart at the same time. Like, I don't even know. Horse circuit is crazy money. Yeah, Melissa's like, yeah, it's got to be expensive to do all that. I'm shocked. Okay, remember when Mary left for that one season and then came back? Now that we know everything that was going on with her only child, Robert Jr., I'm really surprised she came back. I'm surprised that she wanted to put that part of her life out there. But I'm proud of her because it took a lot as a mom, as a woman. Cecile says Mary's a little wackadoo, but I think she craves real friendship. When she said that she said like friendships like yours, Angie, comes along in my life like every 20 years. She really meant I don't have a lot of close friends. And her being the leader of her church, I think she understands what genuine friendship is and what people might look to her as the pastor of this church, the leader of this church. Very different than true friendship. So I thought it was very very touching for sure. What else? Todd. Okay, let's talk Todd. This is driving me nuts that I'm so dark. It's because my freaking light went out. It's gonna drive me nuts. Oh well. They're like me in the dark. It's like all quiet and stuff. Trying to get this other light to work for me, but it's really not working. No, it's maybe working. Give me a thumbs up. Is it working? Anyways, okay, Todd. You got to hand it to Todd. He is either a really good actor or he really doesn't give a shit about this show and he doesn't want to be on it. He doesn't understand why Bronwyn's on it. I don't know if Bronwyn is setting herself up for to make her own money, to maybe divorce Todd. It sounds like she wants to act like she had a career in wealth before Todd, but not according to Muzzy. Muzzy is like, you had nothing before Todd. Todd had to come in and rescue you. And, Bronwyn's sitting there going, well, that's not really nice of you to say. Well, if it's the truth, it's the truth, though. Like, just own it. If you were in financial distress before you met Todd and now you're not, then that's a fact. Like, you owe that information to be out there. You know what I mean? Like, give him credit. But he is adamant, like, why are you putting yourself in a situation to hang out with people that are dredging up information about you? These lawsuits that came up, I don't even understand. If anyone knows and you want to explain it to me, please hit the button to come on. It seems like not a coincidence that all these lawsuits have been brought up. Bronwyn had clearly made time to read them all about Lisa. Lisa hosts this luncheon to prove that they're nonsense, which she didn't prove a damn thing. And then they meet at Lisa's whatever this was, not caviar bar. What is it? It's her tequila bar, whatever it is. And they agree to a truce. We won't talk about the husbands. We won't talk about the kids. We're not going to bring. And then all this information comes out about Bronwyn in these lawsuits, maybe, but no mugshot, no whatever. I don't even understand. Anyone want to explain it to me? But Bronwyn still comes to the yacht. She still shows up with this yellow dress and hat with a flotation device around her waist. Like, where do you even get that on short notice? Like, how much notice do they know that they're going on this yacht trip? And I've never even heard of Canawan before. Am I the only one? Like, I didn't even know where that was at. When they showed it, I was like, I don't even, it's over there somewhere. It's over there by Florida or somewhere. Canawan. Took them 15 hours to get there. I thought that was sweet. Louise says, I did see that well, was it their family? I thought it was Melissa's, but yeah. When the Angie's wife swap episode aired and the family came to her house. It was very sweet. What happened to the decorations from your daughter's closet? I assume it still looks like that. I took the desk out of her closet, but desk and chair out. But the stuff on the wall, like the Jeff Lewis pictures and the BravoCon wristbands and stuff, all there, I'm assuming. I haven't looked in her closet lately, but yeah. She probably was a witness. Yes, Melissa Gorga and the family got together too. I mean, it all promotes the show, right? Let's be real. That's what they're doing. It's all part of the deal to promote the show for sure. But Bronwyn doesn't deny the legal allegations. She just, the one that's the main one, I guess, she's just like, well, that one's been sealed. I can't talk about it. Well, why do you get something sealed? Like, what does that mean? Is that like when you're a teenager and, like I got arrested at 16? Yes. And at 17, they said, if I don't get in trouble again, it'll go off my record. I don't know if that's what it means by being sealed and people are just making up stuff about Bronwyn. But Todd was right in the fact that he's like, or Bronwyn was saying, I know this affects you and this affects your business. This affects your reputation from me. And I'm sorry for that. I mean, he was being a dickhead at the ice cream store. But when they had drinks afterwards, to even be on camera to have that conversation, I cannot imagine was easy because, I mean, he's gone 5 days out of the week. So, I mean, I know even regular people, non-housewife people have to do that for work, but that's not really a marriage. I mean, to be gone 5 out of the 7 days out of the week. So they always seem off with each other anyway. She always seems nervous to talk to him. She seems like he's the father figure and she's the child more. Lit Real Red says, I think people are making up stuff. I haven't heard nothing on it. I don't know. Yeah, but I don't follow enough people to get all that information. So if anyone hears anything, let me know. The dang cucumber. Still don't know whose cucumber that is. Why? The person, I'm assuming, was it Daisy that was unpacking the suitcase? They would know whose other clothes were in there. So whose room? There was 2 women to each room. So it's one of the two's luggage in that room. Why, if they're gonna bring up the cucumber, why not tell us whose it is? If you're gonna pack a cucumber on a yacht trip in your luggage, and then you let someone willingly open your luggage and unpack for you and put your stuff away, why aren't they going to tell us whose cucumber it is? Does anyone know? It says my late husband traveled all the time. It's the best way to be married. That's hilarious. I mean, I can see that side of it. It keeps things, interesting. Yes. Louise says, how about Todd eating her maraschino cherry at the ice cream store? Ryder, she said it makes her mad when he does that, and she looks forward to that cherry. I mean, I was like, is he being funny? Like, I can't even imagine my husband doing that. I can't even imagine. My husband would never. I mean, Never. Oh, you think Heather planned to be funny? Cecile says, I think Heather planted the cucumber. But admit it. I think she would admit something like that, like, put it in Whitney's luggage or something. You know what I mean? Yeah. You think it was Whitney. She just asked her to unpack for her. Ew. Ugh. I will not be surprised. The stuff that came up that Whitney said about what's her freaking husband's name? My brain went blank. Whatever her husband's name is, Whitney's husband, not feeling supported whenever she had the Wild Rose beauty. That was interesting. I would not be shocked. I mean, divorce has never shocked me at all, but I would not be shocked if Todd and Bronwyn split up. I would not now be shocked if Lisa and John broke up. I mean, I think that all these people are just setting themselves up for divorce to make money when they get a divorce, because they all that get a divorce, nobody divorce. Well, I don't know about nobody, but nobody divorces for a month of an issue, right? A lot of these people have these perfect looking marriages. They're like, oh my gosh, he's amazing. And then they divorce and it's like, oh, it was bad for a long time. We were da da da. So nothing would shock me now. I've been watching reality TV way too freaking long. But almost, I mean, well, shit. I mean, Mary and her husband, I don't even know. No, they're just weird. She seemed to be admitting that it was weird that she married her step grandfather, right? It almost seemed like she had no say in it if she wanted to take over the church. And if your mom thought that her mom, the grandma, the matriarch of the church, wanted her to take over the church, why wasn't this in writing? Like, that's pretty important to be the leader of a church. Maybe the grandma knew she was sick. Maybe I don't know, but you would think they would put that in writing, who was going to take over the church. Mary makes it very clear that her mom was never maternal, didn't rock her to sleep when she was a baby, all sorts of allegations, didn't have enough food in the home. So it's been a long history of not a good relationship between Mary and her mom. So why wouldn't you make sure grandma put that in writing if that's what wanted to be done? It's snowing in East Tennessee. Wow, in November, early November. Wow. On Below Deck, maybe they will reveal who the cucumber. I know. Okay, so we are seeing the Salt Lake City version of this side where they're not really showing all the crew the way they do on Below Deck. Are we going to see the Below Deck side of this? And when is that airing? Because I quit watching Below Deck. There's too many Mediterranean, too many. But I will always go and watch a Below Deck if it's going to be a housewife or somebody really good. Like when it was Jill Zarin, I watched both those episodes. And I'm like, well, you got me to watch it, Jill Zarin, because everyone was talking about this episode of Below Deck. And nobody was talking about Below Deck before that because it had gotten kind of lame for sure. Lisa the Leaker. I like that little Lisa the Leaker. I thought of that last night. Mary's mother never got along after that. That's what they say on Watch What Happens Live. Maybe that's where I got it from. See, subliminally, maybe I've heard it and didn't even know. Lisa the Leaker. But the way Heather called out Lisa Barlow saying, you're the source, like we know this. But then she was like, well, I can't be friends with you. Why would you? I understand what Lisa's saying. If somebody said, we think you are leaking information to the bloggers, the podcasters, the content creators, and we also think you were digging up stuff or asking others to dig up stuff on them and then putting it out there to the bloggers in a negative way, why would you want to be friends with that person? Like, I know you're on a TV show and this has become, I mean, I don't know, is Beauty Plus paying the bills for Heather? I don't know. I don't know what it's doing. Is it, I don't know. Or is Salt Lake City and the podcast and getting paid to be at BravoCon and getting paid for all the different things you get paid for as a Bravo celebrity? Is that what's paying all these people's bills? I don't know. Allegedly, Lisa and Heather are both leaking. None of them would shock me. I think they all I think content creators and podcasters and bloggers, whatever you want to call it all, it's all intermingled. They comment on stuff, they follow each other, they DM with each other, they meet each other at BravoCon, they do each other's podcasts, things like that. So the lines get blurred, and they might tell information as if they're a friend. And then when that show gets really big, it's like, oh, Whitney said this when the show was just starting, or when it, like, I don't even know how many followers she has, but when I first started following Erin Leachy, because I liked her when they introduced the cast of New York City at BravoCon that year before it was going to come out. I started following, she had like 40,000 followers. I mean, like nothing. So she always replied. If I replied on her story as a DM, it always goes to them as a DM. So if I said, oh, what a cute family, or whatever I would say, she'd be like, oh, thanks. I mean, just simple. Now she probably doesn't have time to do that, especially as a mom of 4 and how, but these people do start talking, whether it's through a DM because you replied to their Instagram story, and they do become friendly and give information. And then it's probably well known or easily guessed that they are okay if that information is negative about somebody that they're fighting with, if it gets out there. I immediately think of Teresa Giudice and Melissa Gorga for sure, on both sides. On both, yeah. Lit says all the housewives talk to bloggers, and it's becoming a storyline on every season, every reality city, or whatever that's called, every franchise, whatever it's called. The whole thing with everyone, the bloggers, the everything. It's crazy. Okay, so along the lines of what I was saying about Angie K and her wife swap show, should the husbands and the kids be off limits? Because Lisa and Bronwyn really talk about, Bronwyn's like, don't talk about my husband Todd. He doesn't want to be involved. Don't talk about the kids. I won't talk about your boys. Who was it? Who was it that shared the information at the spa? They were in the spa together, and they were basically sharing that Lisa's youngest kid is on, like, playing video games for, like, I don't know, 12 hours a day or something ridiculous like that. That's all a negative thing. I mean, they're all basically saying, Lisa, you're a bad mom. You're not hands-on. You're not whatever. But if you are on a show and you show and talk about your kids and your husband, I don't know that you can say they're off limits. I don't know. Like, I don't understand whenever people post their kids and they don't want you to talk about them. Like, that's kind of your job. That's why I don't know. Lit says, I like it when we didn't know what was coming on the show. Me too. It's like Vanderpump Rules really did it with the last season, where you saw the TMZ. It's like, oh, Lala's filming. Here's the outfit she's wearing. Here's Sheena. Oh, they get into a fight. Oh, OC, you see them get into a big fight in Amsterdam. Oh, Tamara storms off. Tamara quits the show. You see it in real time, all this stuff. And then then you see it months later on the show. Like, it's crazy. Ooh. Oh. It's time to go. Anyways, trying to take my light off. Okay. We're going to wrap it up very soon. Did anyone have any questions? Yes. Melissa says, I've DM'd Erin Leachy and she always responds. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like when they're asking for their husbands and their kids to be off limits, either be that way 100% and just, even in the intros, when they're the intro of the show, just be like, don't show my kid and my husband in the picture. Like, don't have them in there. If you don't want your kids and your husband on the thing, then just show you. You can talk about that you're married with kids, but don't show them. Don't talk about the kids and the husband. Don't talk about it. Okay, real quick. I did watch the wife swap of Melissa Gorga. I thought it was very sweet. I've watched Wife Swap before, and I thought they always got a little negative and catty with each other. The Melissa Gorga episode is very sweet. She loves the 3 little kids. She's so complimentary of the husband and how hard he works. Truly wants the best for the household and really wants this mom to like get her house organized and eat dinners with the family at a table. The other family really wants Joe Gorga to be home more and to hang out with the kids more and to eat healthier. I thought it was very sweet, but when they said that Joe Gorga has never changed a diaper, 3 kids, never changed a diaper? Like, wait, what? Melissa doesn't seem like she's had like nannies and house. It really seems like she does this stuff herself. Like she keeps that house immaculate by herself, or maybe she has some help, but she's very hands-on and that's her culture. That's just how she wants to be. That's definitely how Joe wants her to be. It was embarrassing. I would be embarrassed to say that my husband in nowadays, not 1894, but nowadays to say that my husband had never changed a diaper of our kids. I'd be like, oh, hell no. Who was the 4th wife? It almost seemed like, I don't know who the woman was. I saw part of the show last night. I don't know who it was though. Her name was Wendy, but it's not Wendy Acefo. Was it? I liked the wife swap with Emily Simpson the best. Like Too Old wife swap, real emotions with the non-housewife lady. It was Wendy O? I thought, why did she look different to me? And she's the one, her and her husband, that have these insurance fraud allegations about? Wow, that's insane. Insane. No wonder Andy Cohen is not canceling her. It's like, oh, wait a minute. We've got this other show that hasn't even aired yet. Well, it aired last night. Crazy. Why is Andy protecting her so much? Yeah, they aired it for sure. And that's the season finale. There's only 4 shows. Anyways. Well, I don't know why she looked different to me. And I haven't watched Potomac in so long. So, yeah. I think, yeah. Is Mary's step-grandfather still alive? Yeah, her husband. Yeah. I mean, I think we'd have heard if her husband passed away. And I don't think he's older than her, but I don't think he's like 80 or anything. I don't know. Anyways. Okay, well, we are going to wrap things up. I will charge my light so it's ready to go for Wednesday, or I may buy a new one. It's on my Amazon link. I need to buy a new one. These are really good for the holidays. Really good to clip on your phone. Look, see how it just clips? Just clips on your phone. You can take it from one person's. It really does make pictures and videos so much better. But I need to order another one. It's not charging and staying as long as it was. But we will be back Wednesday together at 2 p.m. Eastern. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the thumbs up. Make sure to comment. If you're listening as a podcast, hit the follow show button. I would very much appreciate it. And I will see y'all on Wednesday. Bye, y'all.